good understanding. I'm not saying that religion should be thrown out. God should disappear. The interpretation of God people have a totally wrong interpretation of God. People have, especially Christians.
Thank you.
Majority of Christians.
Thank you.
Yes, majority of Christians have a God, a personal God that they pray. It's just they have taken it literally from the Bible. They have a God, a personal God that they pray to. This God answers prayers. There is miracle money. God answers prayers by giving you admission. It was God that helped you to get that admission. It is God that answers prayers. It is God that makes you get money or whatever. This is good to the extent of at some psychological level. I can begin to make sense of what is happening. This idea that you fall down in humility to something bigger than yourself. You are not the all and all. Okay, that's a good thing. You are not the center of the universe. It doesn't matter if you're president or whatever.
Yeah, that is it.
Yeah, that is the idea that I get. But
we are a part of a bigger something.
Yeah, there is something bigger. Okay, I can begin to understand that. But the push at the level of saying that, oh, this God, it goes further to say that this God does miracles. You are sick. You don't go to the hospital for science to help you, medical doctors. You pray to God for healing. You pray to this God, this idea for healing. You pray to this God for money miracle. You go to church, to pastors, the new age, that the Jews.
I understand the problem you are trying to address. Yeah. That is human error in the quest of understanding who God is.
But it's coming. You see the origin where it's coming from. It's coming from this wrong understanding.
Yes, and I would like to say, if you get in touch with Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, and the other one is Proctor. It's not Proctor. You get in touch with their work. If you get in touch with their work, medical doctor, Dr. Joe Dispenza is a medical doctor.
Okay.
And you get in touch with their work, you get to understand how this miracle. You've heard about the placebo effect.
The placebo effect. Yes, I know the placebo effect.
The placebo effect.
Yes.
And you understand how a placebo effect works, and actually it can get somebody.
Yeah, the placebo effect is part of the explanation
on a permanent basis. Yeah, it's a part of the explanation. It actually works, but can you give an explanation why the placebo effect occurs?
The placebo effect is a component, is part of the explanation of why people think miracles are. The placebo effect and hypnosis, okay? The placebo effect and hypnosis.
Yes, the question now behind is, why is it possible for such an occurrence to take place if it was only a therapeutic treatment that could heal diseases? It's not only therapeutic treatment that heals diseases. So you understand that.
And it depends. It also depends the kind of disease you're talking about. There are serious. You could probably ask yourself why a placebo effect will never have the possibility to grow someone's limb. Because again, if we assume that this is a supernatural being that can do everything, God, nothing is impossible for God. God can, in theory, God, if your leg has been cut and everything lost, in theory, God can make a new one to grow. Okay, we can accept that, right, for God?
As of date, we have not been able to document such miracles like those performed by the early apostles. We cannot say for sure it can't happen. Unless we want to doubt the documentation that was done of the early apostles. That they helped to re-establish feet of people affected by leprosy, or try to, in short, those are the things. Now, I wouldn't like to cast aspersions on such writings, but I would like to say that there is something that is still lacking in our faith or belief system for the placebo effect to have that kind of ramification, that kind of manifestation. If it can occur at a minute level, why can it not occur at a greater level? That is the question I'm asking myself. And what is responsible for making it to come? Is it our unbelief, or is it that it is something that is actually impossible? That is the things that we keep as possibilities and try to see how they pass, observe them.
Yeah. There is there's a possible explanation. I've looked into this idea of placebo effect. There is a possible explanation. It has, because again, it could go. You can always have a more plausible explanation to these things than saying that it's spiritual. Now, the placebo effect. Again, we can go back to consciousness. Number one, neurosurgeons and scientists they have a good understanding of the brain. A good one, not excellent. They don't have everything, of course, or understanding. So it could just be that for some diseases that are not too intense, okay, it is possible for you to use your will, your willingness to believe that you're being given a medication from an authority, for instance, a medical doctor. That initial belief that this guy is an authority, an expert, is giving me this medication, is already initiating some mechanism in your system which is not understood. That a combination of that belief that this thing is coming from the authority and your willingness that it's going to work actually helps that thing to work in some simple cases.
That is a spiritual effect.
That placebo effect.
That is a spiritual effect. No, that is God at work.
It's science. It's science. It's so spiritual. It's science. So
you see that the manner in which our DNA is read is according to the way we believe. Because according to Dr. Joe Dispenza, it is possible for our thoughts alone to cause us sick, to make us fall sick. It is possible for our thoughts alone to heal us. So we understand that when there is enough belief, enough meditation pattern, the pattern in which these protein molecules are copied from the DNA changes. Even the DNA remains the same, but the pattern in which they are copied from the DNA to induce that healing effect changes, according to Dr. Joe Dispenza. So this is actually an effort.
It's science. It
is spiritual because we have not been able to enter into that microscopic level to determine what actually happens. Those who have entered there could they tell you the physical manifestation of it. But those of us who are not entered there,
people make these predictions. Okay, it's like hypothesis, and there are some cases where science has been able to detect that you can activate some proteins or some genes. You can activate some genes by meditation or by some different activities. Again, this is science, okay? Because of science doesn't have the full understanding. Some of these things happen. They are able to explain part. They are not able to explain part. But I do not think it's a good idea for religion or for religious people to come and therefore say, "Oh, the reason why this is happening is because God, the Spirit has done it, heaven has done it, the miracle has done it, for Christ's sake has done it." No.
I would like to plead with you that until science is able to demonstrate everything, just believe in God and know that like you said, the God gap, right?
Yes, the God of the gap.
Just put it there, the God gap, the God of the gap, yeah.
Yes.
The God of the gap is there. So now, if you will seek to understand him better, it's not that we should leave scientific investigations in all the normal happenings. It is that we should keep on our scientific investigation to be able to explain it to those who don't have that enough belief to heal them. Those who have enough belief to be healed through spiritual means, they should be healed through spiritual means. Those who need therapeutic interpretations, we should give them a therapeutic interpretation. This keeps life going.
It is good to explain.
But it is not that we should completely dismiss the fact that God is at work among humans. We cannot completely dismiss that fact unless we have all the answers. In as much as we don't have all the answers, we cannot completely dismiss God from our midst that He is at work.
Let us say that these are the things that science can explain. That means this is true. These are the fact that there's an earthquake, it doesn't mean the God of earthquakes is angry. There is a cross. The cross is shaking. Science can explain the earthquake. When there is thunder and lightning, it doesn't mean the village people have seen it.
Discharges.
Discharge of clouds. Yes, we might know that.
Yes.
But when there is day and darkness, people used to be afraid of darkness. You can be afraid of darkness because of thieves or insecurity, not because of witches and wizards.
Yes.
Darkness is just because the earth is rotating and going. The other side of the earth, they are facing daylight. You guys at this side are facing darkness, so you are sleeping. So witchcraft do not rise in the dark. The darkness is just because of the movement of the earth. So we should be able to explain these things that are already established and tell people that all of these experiences, these different experiences, they can be explained. The ones that cannot be explained, science is working on. And right now, the science is working to be able to establish the origin of the human.
And we should give them the leeway, give them the liberty to fill in the gaps as they await our own response from child science, right?
Okay, yeah, it's good, but they should have the true story. They should have the truth. It's good to have the truth, especially young children. They should have the truth, the true understanding. Okay, the thing is, religion captures children at a very young age. I myself, I was part of the Presbyterian Church, the Catholic school, Christ Embassy. I know everything, all of this religion. I have a good understanding of all of those.
No, you don't know everything.
I have a
you know part that you were told.
Quotes.
Yeah, the part you were told. Yeah, you know the part you were told.
Everything in quotes. But I have a better understanding. There's a more reasonable, plausible explanation.
With your education, with your exposure to medicine, with your exposure to a lot of things, you are now able to concretely tell people what you believe, and you're able to state your position. But deep within you, you know that at least there is an origin for everything. And then, but now the question is the present interpretation, the world order of religion set up, does it actually meet what is needed for the society today? No, I would say no, it doesn't meet it. The interpretation doesn't fit in well. And that's, you're right. But to completely dismiss the presence of God is a mistake that I wouldn't like to do, because I know for sure that if we don't have an answer from where we are coming from, yeah, definitely we are coming from God. That is why I say we should give people the liberty to fit in the missing spaces that science cannot explain, or any other scientific evidence have not been provided to give explanations for that. Let people fit in with what they believe. Should it be their culture? Should it be their tradition? Should it be religion? What should it be? Their imagination. Let them fit it in so that they can make their lives complete.
Yeah, to some extent. Well, that can, of course, that is the presence of, that is why most societies would say they will establish what they call freedom of religion, okay, freedom of conscience. It's very important. What if these freedoms are important to safeguard things like those? But if you even look around, in most cases where these things are suppressed, they use religion to do it. If you look at some Islamic states where they say, okay, this is a theocracy, this state is a Muslim state, you cannot be a Christian within that state. You cannot convert. There are some religions where you cannot leave. You cannot leave that religion and all of this. So again, they bring those religions to even suppress those freedoms. But a free thinker, a liberal science mind and whatever will tell you that, well, let them be freedom of conscience, freedom of religion. Let people believe whatever they want to believe. That let the truth, let people have a better understanding. And so that when you ask, how is this possible? You don't say that it's spirit or whatever. Explain how this is possible, and so that people will have understand. So I think the solution is more education, more exposure, more education, and people have a better understanding. And these things have implications. So some people are saying, "Oh, this discussion doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. If God exists, God doesn't exist. What does it mean?" These things have implications, because once you establish what is real and true, it would therefore lead you to be able to have a better relationship. If you have an understanding that this is a concept, an idea, it will change your mentality towards all these pastors, miracle money, daddy GOs, flying jets, and everything. You're giving sow seed to get seed. What level of sow seed to get seed? It's like, give me 2,000, I give you 4,000. Is that not? That's theory in broad daylight. It's like the content.
It has been a pleasure exchanging with you, and I would like to plead that let me have some time to attend to some people who have been waiting to me. Okay, thank you for organizing this talk, and I pray that we should live in a tolerant world where everybody's view is acceptable. We should live in a way that respects the rights and the visions of each and every individual, and that nobody should try to like subdue the other, override the other.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you, Mr. Maybach. Thank you. I'm going to upload this. I'll send you the link, and hopefully we can have more discussions and maybe go on air on my media and have a better audience. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.